If you never know what you're actually good at, you'll spend your time trying to be good at everything. And here's the reality that we all have to realize. We're just not good at some things, and that's okay. Today, I want to talk about the idea of what are you good at? Hey, welcome to the Purpose Project yet again today. I'm so honored to have you on with us today. My name is Brandon Goff. I get to be the host of this amazing podcast, and I get to be the pastor of Radiate Church in Columbia, South Carolina. We're in the middle of a series of talks right now called Frontlines Forward. The whole idea of this podcast is that we all have a God-given purpose on the inside of us. I feel a draw that God's asked me to help draw that out, to pull out purpose in people and help us move the front lines forward to getting closer to what God's asked us to be in our lives. My hope is that we have some very practical things that we can take away and execute and even consider over the weeks to come that help us move the front lines forward to become all that God has for us in our lives. And truthfully, it's a whole lot more than you think. If you've missed the previous two conversations about disciplines and rhythms and about combating hesitation, I encourage you to go back and listen to those episodes. Because today, we're going to talk about this idea, what are you good at? So a lot of people don't know this about me. I'm an open book, I'm a transparent guy, but this is a story that I've kind of kept to myself. I used to be in a band. And it's a true story. I used to be in a band. If you know me at all, that really is going to catch you off guard. It's just not, I'm not gifted in that. See, in high school, I was in an alternative rock band. Funny part is, I was the singer. The worst thing you could ask me to be. Like, here's the truth. I sang into a microphone, through a sound system, 2 songs, tried to be on beat, tried to be on pitch, and we practiced so that we could do all of this in front of crowds. We had a dream. Man, we wanted to be big. We wanted, at that time, Blink-182 was massively popular. We wanted to be the next Blink-182. So I'm over there and I'm learning the songs. I'm figuring out when to come in and when not to come in and how to do the alternative growl in your voice, you know, and I'm trying to figure all this stuff out. I'm trying to figure out what is pitch, what is harmony, what is lead, what is not. I'm trying to figure all this stuff out. Guys, I'm not musically gifted in the least. The most I ever did musically, I played trumpet in middle school. Now, I was pretty good in our middle school band, but let's be honest, it's middle school band. I don't know if it's that I was good or that everyone else wasn't. But either way, I can't, I'm 42 years old now. I can't clap on beat. I can't stay on beat. I don't know pitch. I don't know lead versus harmony. I don't know any of that. And I go back. I was in a band as the lead singer. But here's the problem. I'm not good at any of that stuff, right? And it did not work. So I spent time learning the songs. I spent time trying to figure everything out. And I did it not just for a week or two. I did it for months. We practiced in a friend of mine's garage. Now, here's the funny part of the story. After a while, I just stopped hearing about practices. Like, they never talked to me about when practice was. So I never knew when to show up. Now, we were all friends. We talked all the time. We had pagers back then. So we had a code that we'd send to each other's pager. To call each other, to hang out. You know, we spent the night together, all that stuff. But the reality is, I quit hearing about practices. I just assumed, and didn't ask any questions, I just assumed, hey, we were done. This thing was never going to take off until one day I realized through another friend at our high school that the band had a gig. And I'm like, wait a second, we got a gig? It's the same name, it's the same people, we got a gig? I don't know anything about the gig. I haven't been practicing for a while. And the reason was I was no longer the lead singer of the band. I was kicked out of the band without ever being told I was kicked out of the band. And truthfully, I never really got mad about it because I realized from day one, I'm not very good at this. This is not what I'm supposed to do, but I tried, man. I tried to learn everything that I could learn, and truthfully, it wasn't even their fault. It was mine. I was trying to be good at something that I'm just not good at. Here's the worst part of the whole story. I didn't really learn my lesson, because several years later, at age 20, I was a youth pastor at a church, and I joined the worship team. Like, not to play an instrument, not to give people their microphones, not to make sure the chords didn't trip somebody. No, I was going to be a singer. So I practiced for weeks with this worship team. I got the parts down. I got the songs down. I did one service with this worship team, and it was very apparent to me and the worship leader, this is not what I'm good at. I should not be on stage singing. Maybe I should be on stage with a microphone, but not singing. I didn't really get mad about it. I understood. Here's why. I knew I wasn't good at it, but I wanted to try to be good at it. Here's the realization for many of us. We have to realize what we are good at and what we're not, and be okay with it. When I am good at, I'm good at speaking, I'm good at teaching, I'm good at leading people, and I've learned to put my energy into what I'm actually good at and not what I just want to be good at. I'm learning in my life and in leadership to put my energy towards being a good leader, not an alternative rock singer, right? I'm learning to put my energy towards being a better public speaker because I'm naturally gifted there, instead of trying to figure out how to be a worship leader. That's not where I'm gifted at all. See, it's all about going, here's what I am good at, here's what I'm not good at, and focusing my attention and my energy in the right places. So here's a question to set up other questions. Number one, what are you good at? Like, all right, take away the wants, take away the facade, take away all that in your life, okay? Take away, this is what I want to do, this is where I want to be. What are you just naturally, what are you gifted at? For some people, it's administration. For some people, it's public speaking. For some people, you have a natural appeal to being behind the scenes. Some people, you have a natural appeal to be front scenes. There's room for all of it. In fact, in the books of 1 Corinthians, Ephesians, and Romans in the Bible, it talks about gifts. Spiritual gifts is what they're affectionately called a lot of times in the church world. And they're gifts given to us by God. It's things that we're just naturally gifted at. Some people are naturally really good at praying for people. Some people are naturally really good at encouragement. Some people are naturally really, really good at administration, right? Some people are not. For me, I'm a challenger. I'm a coach at heart. This is what I love to do. My wife is a natural encourager. She's the sweetest, kindest person I've ever met in my whole life, and most beautiful. But the reality is, she's a natural encourager. For me, I want to be that, so I work at being better at that. But I have to realize she's just naturally good at those things. So here's my question to you. What are you good at? Not what do you want to be good at? Not what do you wish you were good at? Not do you want to be an alternative rock singer or a worship team singer or a CEO of a company and all that? No. What are you just good at? Because here's the truth. If we'll lean into what we're good at and we get great at what we're good at, man, the promotions come. The opportunities come. The doors open and God moves us towards our purpose because we're moving the front lines forward at our natural gifting. I want to encourage you. Hear me. You don't have to be great at everything. We have this idea and this myth a lot of times that people that are highly successful are great at everything. Can I tell you that's not true? I get to be friends with a ton of highly successful people. Can I tell you this about them? They're usually great at a few things, but they're adequate at a lot. Why? Because they realize what they have to do to get by, but they know what they're naturally good at and they lean into that. You don't have to be great at everything, but be great at your gift. You may have to be adequate in some areas in order to lead your ministry, in order to lead your company, your family, your relationships, or even yourself well. But focus on being great at what you're gifted at. Here's 3 quick questions to think through, to keep us from going crazy by focusing on things we're just not good at. Number one, I've already asked you the question. I'm going to ask it again. What are you good at? What's your natural ability that you have that's just not that difficult to you? That's how you ask it. What is just not that difficult to me? What do I naturally do? Is it music? Is it speaking? Teaching, writing, administration. That is an indicator of the gift that God's put on the inside of you. What are you just naturally good at? There's a good chance you've probably never really asked yourself this, because we are made to feel a lot of times in society that we're supposed to be good or great at everything. What are you just naturally good at? Now, here's the truth. That question, when you start to self-reflect, can feel a little self-absorbed. You're kind of going, well, what am I good at? And you start to feel like, oh, I can't be arrogant or anything like that. No, it's not being arrogant. It's being informed. Don't worry about that. It's not self-absorbed. Truthfully knowing what you're good at helps you focus attention in the right places. Know what you're good at. So ask yourself, what am I good at? Maybe take some time and write some things down that you're good at. Here's question number 2. What brings you joy? What just lights your fire? What just gives you some passion? What just brings you joy? Like doing the Purpose Project, preaching on Sundays, leading my staff and my leaders. Let me tell you something, man, that brings me so much joy. I love this. This is a blast to me. It energizes me. So what brings you joy? What energizes you? What brings you life in your life? What do you do that just lights you up and just gives you this joy on the inside? That's an indicator of what you might be good at, what you might just be naturally gifted at. Because usually what brings you the most joy is the thing that you're the most passionate and the best at. Lean into that. Don't run away from it. Lean into that and figure out, what can I do to become great at that? What brings you joy? Here's question number 3. What are you not good at? Maybe that's even more important than the previous 2 questions. I don't know. But what are you not good at? Like, here's the truth. I was trying to be good at singing. Guys, I'm not a good singer. That's okay. Am I adequate at times when I'm listening in my car to Chris Stapleton or Stephen Wilson Jr. on the radio and I can sing with them? Sure. But am I good enough to lead others, and am I good enough to be on the stage doing it? No. I don't need to be anywhere around that. What are you not good at? Because here's why this question matters. Learning to eliminate what you're not good at will help you focus on the right things, what you are good at. If you're a leader and a boss, here's what I'd tell you. What you're not good at, outsource or delegate those things. Why are you spending all of your capacity and brainwidth, your bandwidth, on trying to be good at something you're just not good at? Because here's the truth. Your I gotta do this, is somebody else's get to. Oh, I get to do this. Find the person that gets to do what you've got to do and let them do it. Let them shine. Give them the spotlight. Because knowing what you're not good at will help you as much as knowing what you are good at. Take some time over the next few days until the next episode and think through these questions. But here's the key. Be honest with yourself. Don't lie. Don't lie to yourself. You know when you're lying. Be honest with yourself. What are you good at? What brings you joy? What are you not good at? And learn how to focus your time and your energy, your growth on the things that you're good at so that you can become great at what you're good at. Now, all of that takes intentionality. And I'd love for you to join me next week because we're going to talk more about how intentionality actually beats luck when you're moving Frontlines forward. Listen, I want you to know something today. You can do more than you think you can. God's given you a purpose and you matter, and we're going to keep moving the Frontlines forward and realizing everything God has for us in our lives. I'll see you next week.